Hey everyone, it is Connor. Welcome to today's Tutorial Tuesday. We're going to be covering the Pocket Jib, and for those of you asking, yes it does fit in your pocket. That sucks. Okay, moving on. The jib comes in two compartments. We have the tripod legs itself and the jib arm, which has all the other little components tucked away in there too. You do need 3 people to give you a hand. There are a lot of components to this, and it's just going to make your time a lot easier and a lot safer. So the first thing you want to do is set up the tripod legs and make sure it has a really wide base, because it is going to be taking quite a large payload. Next, you're going to want to attach the fluid head system, which works a lot like a tripod head, and that'll come with a small washer and 2 screws at the top. So next, you're going to want to put the shot bags on and then the jib arm itself right on top. Make sure the screws are facing diagonal to each other and screw those in nice and tight. Next, you're going to want to level out the jib head, and it's a really good idea to do this now before the weight gets on top, and it's going to be really difficult. Next, you want to grab the bowl adapter plate with 3 wing nut screws. They should be screwed into it already. Now you're just going to want to take those out and screw it to the base of the Pocket Jib head. So before we put the camera on and we put the tripod head onto that actual mounting plate, we're going to want to put a couple of weights on the end just so it evens out a little bit. In the kit are 2 weight poles that also have a wing nut screw attached to it. Now we do have a few weights that we can actually choose from. So start with some lighter weights that can actually prep it for when the camera does come on, and it's not going to crash down either side. It's going to balance out a little bit like a seesaw. So that's sort of what we're trying to achieve here. So the jib bowl head does have the option to actually pan, and then on the jib arm itself, it has the option to tilt. Now we go to the bowl adapter plate, and we actually take off the fluid head system from a tripod and we actually screw it into that. That way we have the full movement of a tripod head. So we screw that on, then we mount the camera on top of that. Now is where we actually get into our fine tuning to actually get that weight to sit how we want it to. The desired look you are trying to achieve is where it's an even plane across the entire thing, and it only takes a slight amount of pressure for you to actually move it up and or down. That way you're not going to have a lot of strain on your jib operator, and it's actually going to be the smoothest movement for you. So at both ends of the jib, they have locking points where you can loosen those off and actually extend the arms to be longer or shorter. But remember that you do need to level the jib at 2 different points. One actually where the camera is on that tripod head, and then the jib head itself. You do need 2 operators to operate this with an optional 3rd, depending on the shot that you're trying to achieve. One of those people needs to be the jib operator at the back who's actually doing all of those jib movements. The other person needs to operate the focus. Remember, those extra hands are going to be really helpful on that tail end when you are trying to fine tune the jib. You're going to want somebody at the end with the camera and another person at the end with the weights, so that when you do make those adjustments, someone is there to actually catch that weight if anything does go wrong. It's just going to help you a lot. Now be aware, when you actually have this on set, it will take some time to set up and even longer to fine tune those elements. I myself have used this on a short film, and it took us 3 or 4 hours to set up and fine tune, and we didn't even use the shot in the film. But hey, it's going to be really good and really fun, and it's going to look amazing in your film. So stay tuned for our Film It Friday next week when we actually do a test shot with this, and let us know what you guys think. Cheers. How's that? Was that a one-take outro wonder? That's never happened.